Hello everyone from glorious, magnificent Jerusalem. Look at this. The Judean hills are just absolutely stunning. That is Israel's parliament right behind me. At nighttime it's lit up in blue and white lights. It just looks really remarkable. I wanted to share with you a clip of Noah Tishby, which someone just sent me. She's a fantastic, superb Israel activist in America. And she went to interview anti-Israel activists, protesters. What she found there was not very much, to be honest. Not much understanding, not much knowledge, and certainly not much wisdom. Have a watch of it, and I'll see you on the other side for some further comments, because I think there are some important reflections we can have from this clip.
It's getting violent. Oh my God. Oh, we were just attacked. We are in Paris right now, and we just stumbled upon one of the biggest pro-Hamas demonstrations I've ever seen.
You have blood on your hands!
Me personally?
You have blood on your hands!
Are they chasing us? Oh, they're chasing us now. There's zero police presence here. What are you demonstrating here?
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine. This is what happening right now all over Europe, all over Western society.
The resistance. Hamas. The resistance.
No terrorists?
No terrorists. No terrorists.
Hamas went on the
Résistants. Résistants.
Did you see Hamas executing Palestinians?
No.
Wait.
Israelis.
No. Should Hamas stay in power of the Palestinian? Israel shouldn't exist.
Israel shouldn't exist. Israel is a fake state.
This is one of the worst that I've seen. Are you calling for Hamas to be removed from power? No more power for Hamas?
Palestinians are fighting Palestinians.
They are very popular. They are fighting for freedom.
Should Hamas be in power?
Ouais, allez, non, c'est bon.
Get out of our way!
Yes.
Get out! Get out! Move!
The sad part about it is that every single person that we've spoken to don't know anything. What is this?
It's a hop.
Marwan Barghouti.
Yes.
What did Marwan Barghouti do?
It's not violence.
He's not violent.
It's not violence.
Marwan Barghouti did not use violence at all.
No.
He was captured, tried, and convicted on 5 counts of murder, charged with ordering a series of killings and suicide bombings.
He did kill people.
He did kill people?
Yes. Yes.
I did not know that.
They don't know anything about Israel. They don't know anything about the history. They don't know who Marwan Barghouti is. And what you're seeing here is the combination of misinformation, social media lies, and entities and countries that are literally after the single Jewish state in the world.
Go to the night in hell!
Paris is a very dangerous place, apparently. One of the most painful ironies is that these people are demonstrating right in front of the Bataclan concert hall, right here. 90 people were slaughtered by Islamist terrorists in 2015. And we all need to be very smart and understand that this is a danger, not just for the Jewish people, not just for the state of Israel, but for Western values at large. It has to be stopped. Might stop filming now.
So what do we see? We see a lot of hatred and we see a lot of ignorance. Okay, well, some people look at that and they think, oh gosh, well, what are we going to do then? Well, let's start off with the ignorance. In prior generations, I think the anti-Semitism that existed was quite a lot more deep-seated, deeply ideological. Today, if it's based on ignorance, that can be replaced. Many people, their views on Jews are what they were told in their community, in their town. They didn't have access to the internet. They didn't have access to information the way we do now. We, through the internet, through globalization, have the ability to actually share the truth and to engage and expose people to these things. And so ignorance actually should not be something that should daunt us. It should be something that we tackle head on and embrace. The hatred thing is a little harder to deal with, because if you've got hatred, and often that is more likely to be deep-seated, that's not necessarily based on something intellectual, it's based on something emotional. And so we, as a Jewish people, need to start thinking a bit more emotionally as well. How can we deal with this phenomenon? And I think part of it has to be that we have to start spreading a positive message, not just defending ourselves, not just explaining why we're doing this in Gaza, why we're doing that. We need to start telling a positive story. And the only answer, I believe, is not to respond to the Palestinian accusations and arguments. That will always put us on a defensive. Instead, we need to tell a positive story about who we really are, and for those who find the Jewish people's spiritual destiny are people as our state of being as a chosen people. For those who find that scary, we should tell them actually no. This is something that you should embrace, that you should see as a blessing. And the Jewish people have already been such a blessing to the world. So many of the values that you will hold dear, whether it's the value of sanctity of human life, justice and equality before the law, peace as a world ideal. That first came from the Jews, and they're lecturing us about peace. We brought that to the world. Family values as a basic building block of society, social responsibilities of the poor and the needy. These are things that everyone, Jew and Gentile, sees, well, most of us see as right and just today. Who brought that to the world? It wasn't the ancient Romans and ancient Greeks. It was us. They should see that as a blessing, and far from feeling jealous or hateful, be part of this remarkable story of God's plan and creation. Join us in that. Not by becoming Jews, by partnering with us. And that's the way it was always intended for it to be. So I think if we can tell a spiritual story, a story of a divine destiny, a divine people that belong here, and that if you're going against that, you're already going against the whole purpose of creation. I think that's actually going to land better, because people will always treat us differently. They see us as different, and the more we try insistently and treat us the same, it's not going to work. We're getting so confused as to why they won't treat us fairly like all other nations, because deep down they know we are. And it's a bit like a teacher trying to pretend to be one of the students. The students will never treat them the same. They'll just walk all over them. The teacher needs to take control of the classroom and speak the truth and come into their role in a matter-of-fact manner. That's what we need to do. When we start to acknowledge our difference, I think the world will actually embrace it. And, you know, let's be honest, the methods we're trying so far aren't working. So perhaps it's time to go down a different, untrodden path.
A quick message. We all hear about the Palestinian displacement, or Nakba, of 1948. But you know, there was another, even greater displacement that we haven't been told about. Nearly 1 million Jews were expelled from Arab lands at the exact same time. Watch the trailer for our new and absolutely essential documentary called The Real Nakba. And if you want to watch the full film, just click the link below in the video description. We've all been told about the Nakba, the Palestinian catastrophe of 1948. Around 700,000 Arabs were displaced. But here's what you're rarely told. That displacement didn't come from some Jewish plan for genocide. It wasn't Israel's goal. It wasn't Israel's desire. It happened because Arab leaders launched a war of annihilation. They tried to wipe out the newborn Jewish state, vowing to drive the Jews into the sea. And in the chaos of that war, people fled. Many because their leaders told them to, promising they'd return after victory. But the term Nakba was originally used to describe the fact that the Arabs lost the war, not the displacement. Now the term describes the displacement of war used as a political weapon against Israel. But you know, there was another Nakba you haven't been told about. A catastrophe rooted not in the fog of war, but in the clear, deliberate desire for persecution and genocide. It happened at the very same time, and it led to even more displacement. Yet most of the world has never heard of it. Over 850,000 Jews, more than the number of displaced Arabs, were driven from their homes across the Arab world. Communities that had thrived for millennia were uprooted overnight. Families stripped of citizenship, of property, of dignity, assaulted, expelled, forced to flee with nothing but their faith. Why? Because they were Jews. Because Israel dared to exist. Because the Arab League openly orchestrated it, drafting plans in 1947 to freeze Jewish bank accounts, seize property, and intern Jews as enemy nationals. This is the real Nakba, a catastrophe born of pure anti-Semitism. In this JTV documentary, we'll journey country by country, from Baghdad to Cairo, from Sana'a to Tripoli, uncovering buried truths and survivor voices. And no, this isn't a tale of victimhood, it's a saga of endurance, courage, and triumph. Because the Jewish people didn't just survive this Nakba, we rebuilt, we came home. In Israel, our phoenix soared from the ashes. So buckle up and let's dive in. To watch this JTV Plus documentary and access much more premium content, click on the link in the video description.